A new Pokemon Go update is here featuring new features, new releases, and some big things, including Pokemon that will be nearly impossible to find. And it's by design. A sneaky thing was done to make a new Pokemon as rare as humanly possible. And today, I'm gonna try to find it. Welcome to the Dark Flames event, and as you can see from the spawns in game, it is fiery, it is dark, it is full of Vulpix. And as part of this event, there's a really cool, honestly, feature and research happening that's gonna give us a decision that I actually am excited to make. First though, we have to walk 2 kilometers, catch 2 fire dark type Pokemon, and catch 10 different species. I think there should be 10 species here, honestly. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Audino fled, cool. 8, 9, and the 10 species, oh, wait. Huh, it would have been Audino, but it fled, but we have a Togedemaru. 10, boom, check. Also finished the other one, so we just have to explore 2 kilometers and we can continue with this, which is gonna be really, really important today. Something else that is very important is the field research, and as you can see, we have to win 3 raids for 2 of these. This is the research that we're looking for that's causing, honestly, so many issues today. We'll explain why. Let's do this little Shadow Mareep check, eh? Another big part of this event is, I think, an increase in Shadow raids and also Team Go Rocket, so a lot of great Shadow Shiny hunting to be doing during this, which we'll do as well. Also, I forget, can Mareep be a Shadow Shiny? Not this one. Well, I have the perfect plan to walk these 2 kilometers and also experience a bit of the spawns as part of this brand new event. It's with the Daily Incense. Daily Incense engaged. So I have the Houndour and another Houndour. Vulpix? What? Bellsprout. Bird. Cat. Bombasnow. Dude, I keep getting this in the Daily Incense. I'm just waiting for the day that it's gonna be shiny. It'll happen. Boom, we just explored 1 of 2 kilometers, that's checked. Shroom, Carvana. Oh, it's a Moga. Cat. Sableye. Ruggenrola. Oh, which actually turned out to be a Ditto. Wait, that's so cool. Sableye. Pooch. Psyduck. Mankey. Houndour. Patrat. Rog. Oh, Charmander. That's random, and it's huge. Bidoof. Patrat. Wait, Patrat's in a Sableye. No, can't click the Patrat. It's gone. He's lost, boys. Hitmonchan. Quizmer, and we have explored 2 kilometers. We are done with that. And Poochyena. And 24 Pokemon caught, and a pretty good look at what the spawns are like during this event. So if you're curious, here they are. Now that we've completed that, we can go into our research, claim our 30 balls, which honestly, I kind of am low in balls right now, and then get this reward, which honestly pretty good. 3 rare candies, 3 raspberries, 1,000 Stardust. And then by doing that, we chat with Mr. Professor Willow, and we have a path to choose here. The dark type Pokemon or the fire type Pokemon. And it's kind of a tough path because both Pokemon have amazing spawns. So it kind of depends on what you're hunting for. The dark types will be Pokemon like Sableye, Houndoom, Carvana, Galarian Zigzagoon, Poochyena, Houndour. And the fire types will be Houndoom, Litten, Litwick, Numel, and Vulpix. Honestly, I'm gonna go with the fire types because I would love to get some Litwick spawns and maybe a shiny Litwick, and I think we get Houndoom either way, honestly. So we'll continue on this research. We've got a lot more to do on this, including 25 snapshots of fire types. Okay, but we do have to power up 10 fire types. Hold on. I've got this tag of Pokemon that I really want to put Stardust into, which includes this Shadow Shiny Charizard. Let me try not to purify this on accident. Put 100 candies into it, power it up a little bit more. Nice. Now, for this research, which is kind of the research that matters today, so let's go around. Actually, I'm going to appear online, and hopefully we'll get some remote raid invites of the 1 Pokemon we're looking for today. Oh, whoa, look at the nearby. Why is there's like a badge? Is that because we're searching for fire type Pokemon and we chose the fire type route? All the fire type Pokemon on the nearby have like a little badge by it, so we know to track down these specific fire types. That's an interesting new update. There's been a lot of random new quality of life updates, including the Sierra battle. I'll be right back. All right, a little Shadow Shiny, shall we? I've not gotten any of the new Shadow Shinies that have been released yet, so still working on that. Just took down this Shadow Starly raid. And actually we're getting extra candy and XL candies from raids and extra XP right now, so that's also happening as part of this update. Starly XL candy, nice. 4375 XP from this, nice. I don't think we can get a shiny from this. Nice. And we need 1 more raid to go, and actually we have, look at this, a Dino raid that we're right on top of. Let's do this. Dino down, which completes the win 3 raids, and we still have to win 1 more raid for the last one. Little shiny. Okay. And that raid is done. Wait a second. I also need to just catch 1 more fire type Pokemon. We'll catch this Vulpix. And then boom, catch 20, done. And this one's actually super easy. Take 25 snapshots of wild fire types. You just need to find 1 fire type in the wild, and then keep snap, delete, snap, delete, snap, delete. You just have to do this. And there we go. 25. Done. By completing that, we'll get some items and an encounter with a Slugma, plus some XP, Stardust, and Pokeballs. And then the next stage, we'll work on this next, because we actually get a raid pass out of this. It's pretty good. Now, the big question is, what's behind the research? Well, it's the brand new Pokemon we're looking for today, which could be shiny. Oh, it's Turtonator. Now, I do want to see if we can get shiny Turtonator into the Pokedex, like, as a shiny. But the problem with this is Pokemon is only in the field research and the tier 3 raids. So let's catch this, we'll get it into the dex. And for the rest of the day today, the goal is to hunt this shiny Pokemon because it happens to be one of the rarest and one of the hardest to get for a couple of reasons. But first though, nice. Not often do we get a new Pokemon in the deck, so Turtonator going in, fantastic. And we've got to check with a second Turtonator, which will be, God, not shiny. The shiny I will say for this is fantastic. Also, there's been some huge developments in the Pokemon Go world that are unfortunately less than positive that we definitely need to talk about and cover today. First though, I want to try to find some more Win 3 raids researches because I've got 5 remote raids to use today and we're going to use all 5 on, you guessed it, Turtonator. And here's the first one, Turtonator raid. Let's see if we can get some better shiny luck out of the raids than the research. God, not shiny on the one, but it's fine because I was able to get Win 3 raids research again, so we'll complete this. Into the next Turtonator remote raid, and we have something kind of serious to talk about. Niantic has recently announced that they're doing some humongous cutbacks on some projects they were working on and a ton of layoffs within the company. Niantic, by the way, are the developers who develop, maintain, upkeep, and update Pokemon Go. In an article released by Niantic from their CEO, John Hanke, they basically announced they're going to be scaling back and closing NBA All World and stopping production on Marvel World of Heroes. They were working on like a Go game version for the NBA and for Marvel. Looks like those two are not going to be coming out or happening. And they're also closing kind of a bunch of other things within the company and letting a lot of people go. They're apparently laying off around 230 employees from the company. That is huge. Now, this is super duper sad news. Obviously, these are people who had jobs and they're now jobless, and that's a very, very difficult situation. So don't take this to Twitter and like rub salt in the wound on people. These are human beings. But it's just kind of a wild thing to watch happen, and it makes you wonder, what's next with Pokemon Go? Shiny Turtonator. Because this Pokemon, Shiny Turtonator, represents an issue that the game has been coming and encountering that makes me question the future of Pokemon Go. But I guess the thing here is that Niantic did state in this article that they will be focusing on and doubling down on their Pokemon Go game and efforts, and this is staying a priority within the company. Very obviously, it is the game's biggest title, so it makes sense to keep this game as a priority. But it's just kind of insane news that was shared today within the Pokemon Go realm. But it does make you think, what does that mean for the future of Pokemon Go? Before we talk more about that, I did want to complete this one stage of the research, purify one fire type shadow Pokemon. So if you look, I have a Shadow Numel. I don't think any of these are good IVs, so we'll get the Vulpix. Okay, boom, that's checked, done. Then we have to evolve 3 fire type Pokemon, so just some easy evolutions, and then just an easy 10-time power up on a fire type Pokemon. We'll do this Shadow Shiny Charmander 10 times. Bam. Easy. And this will give us a 10 Pokeball, actually 10 Great Balls, I really needed that. 2 encounter rewards. One being, please be Turtonator. It's Marowak. Okay. And then the next encounter, which, Darumaka. It's honestly a great encounter. And the rewards, honestly banging from this. We get 5,000 XP, a premium battle pass, and 2,000 Stardust. I'm down. And then the final page, which gives a whole bunch of cool things. And I think the battle in 3 raids gives a Turtonator. And speaking of, we've got 1 encounter with it right here out of the research. Please, God. This shiny is gonna be impossible. Here's why. This Pokemon Turtonator obviously was just released for the first time in Pokemon Go, and it was released with its shiny. The last time a Pokemon came out like this was, well, there's been a couple, but Druddigon is a great example, to where when Druddigon was released in Pokemon Go, the only way to get it was through tier 3 raids, and I think it might have been in field research as well. Well, Turtonator is in the tier 3 raids, which means most people cannot get this Pokemon, and with the shiny rates out of the tier 3s being like 1 in 64, the odds of getting a shiny out of a tier 3 raid specifically for Turtonator are super low, even if you have a bunch of raids around you. And obviously with the recent remote raid pass nerf, we all only can do up to 5 remote raid passes a day, making getting a shiny from 5 raids impossible. It's so unlikely that in your 5 remote raids you're gonna get a Turtonator. Plus, 5 remote raids is really expensive to do per day. So this Pokemon is just not a viable thing to try to hunt the shiny for unless you're gonna go around and do a bunch of raids in person, or if you wanna spend the 5 remote raids per day. But even with that, the likelihood of getting the shiny is super low. We just got the Win 3 raids, which is great. And that brings us to the next thing. I was excited about this update, please be shiny. God, because I knew that Turtonator was coming out shiny, not only in the tier 3 raids, but also in the field research, which gives everyone, including free-to-play players or people who just don't have a lot of gyms or raids around them, a way to hunt a brand new shiny Pokemon, this brand new shiny Pokemon, without having to grind raids. It's great, it's an awesome idea, I love that. Except the problem is, the field research needed to get this Pokemon is win 3 raids. It's not even win 1 raid, which is hard enough as is. It's win 3 raids, bro. Turtonator check, God. So not only is this Pokemon incredibly hard to get in the raids because, well, remote raids are super expensive now. You can only do 5 per day, and most people don't have people to raid with. Not only does that exist, but also if you want to try to get this Pokemon shiny and grind it shiny in the field research, which is the most viable way to do it, it's win 3 raids. It's just as hard, if not harder, to get it through field research than it is to get it through raids. Making this a brand new shiny that, like, isn't exciting, because you can't really hunt it. So, like, what is this? Such a weird thing and a weird way to go about the release of this, but it's kind of in line with where the game has been and where the trend of Pokemon Go has been going really since the remote raid pass nerf and before that. It's very obvious that with win 3 raids, not even 1, 3 raids, as the viable, like, free-to-play option to get this new shiny, Niantic's just trying to make as much money as they can off of this game. To dangle the release of a brand new shiny behind 2 different and the same paywalls, I mean, like, man, it kind of sucks to watch the game kind of go down this path of, like, maximum optimization on profits. But it also makes a little bit of sense when you look at what's happening with Niantic, to where they're having to cut back projects, fire hundreds of employees in an attempt to bring their costs down, which puts Pokemon Go in a really weird position. If they keep making changes that frustrates the community, like the remote raid pass change, and then at the same time keep putting all the new cool fun things behind these ultimate paywalls, the game just won't be fun to play anymore. And all the OG players like myself will just get frustrated, fed up, and not want to spend the extra money to have the same amount of fun, and people are just gonna quit. It's gonna kill the game. And a great example of this is the most recent update that happened. You heard the YouTubers talking about it. I don't know if you saw it on Twitter or on YouTube, but what happened basically? Pokemon Go announced to the creators that there was a new update that was released that would allow the spawn radius around you to change. So instead of Pokemon just spawning in the first circle around your character, they spawned within and around the second circle, the 40 meters. Your Pokestop spin was the same thing as your Pokemon spawn spin, and people were getting 2 to 3 to 4 times more Pokemon spawns when they were out and about and walking around. This update was so well received, everybody loved it, players were having a ton of fun, and for the first time in a while, it breathed new life and excitement into Pokemon Go. And then, miraculously, Pokemon Go tweeted, well, Niantic support tweeted, "Some trainers may have experienced an increase to the current interaction radius. This was the unintended effect of a bug fix intended to improve the Pokemon encounter experience when your device is experiencing GPS drift. While we're reverting this change, we will take your feedback into consideration as we look to optimize the Pokemon encounter experience in the future." They fixed this apparent glitch, which was game-changing, made everyone happy, made the game much more fun to play, breathed life into the game. They fixed this glitch faster than they fixed any actual glitch or bug in Pokemon Go. There's problems in the Go Battle League, there's problems with other glitches, there's just problems that have not been fixed for weeks, months, or years, but this one change was fixed faster. I'm gonna shiny check this Turtonator, please. I think this was our last Turtonator check of the day. So it's just kind of odd to watch the direction that Niantic is taking Pokemon Go, and it's unfortunate to see consequences that it's having on the company. And I'm really hoping that they figure out just a way to listen to the community to optimize this game for player experience and not for profitability, because it seems like the last thing they care about is player satisfaction and player experience, and the first thing they care about is how much profit they can get from this game itself. And that's just wildly unfortunate. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see. Listen, we got our last remote raid here going in for Turtonator. I know I'm over here complaining about the release of this Pokemon, and yet I'm using all 5 of my remote raids, so maybe I'm part of the problem. And the final Turtonator goes down, and the final shiny check of the day on this brand new Pokemon is here. Let's see what we got. Not getting the shiny today. So I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Pokemon Go situation and everything going down with the game. It is definitely a frustrating time to be a Pokemon Go player, especially a long-term, long-standing one. Also a little bit of a... do we get a free Turtonator here at least? Nope, it's a Houndoom. Definitely wishing the best for all the Niantic employees that were laid off during this. It's super unfortunate, and they were just there trying to get work done to make this game better. They obviously were not in control of game direction. And speaking of game direction, really hoping we see a much better one happen and come through this year. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.